Well, hello everyone, this is Jer. I'm playing Oxygen Not Included. In this episode, I'm going to be building a rocket. We'll start that right now. It's going to be carbon dioxide engine. Our goal is to essentially build a trailblazer and send a dupe on a mission to be able to land over here and get some resources. So what I'm going to do actually is just have it build this solo safe air nosocone, and I'll be able to add stuff later on. This actually just makes this a little bit lower so the dupes have less area to walk up in. Let's just see here. So I have built these tiles down here just to point this out so that when the dupes are climbing, the radiation exposure is less. So I'm going to do the same thing up here. Just for when they're going up this little bit of space, they won't have as much radiation sickness from that. So we're going to build this, and this is going to need several things. We're going to want to design the outside and the inside to it. Well, the outside's pretty simple, except for the fact that we're going to actually need to have liquids and gases go into this. So the main thing we're going to need is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide has to go in here, because that is a source of fuel. If you don't have carbon dioxide, well, you're not going anywhere. We've got an oxygen line and a hydrogen line. This will be the first time that we are putting in a carbon dioxide line. Now, an issue with carbon dioxide in this particular asteroid is that freezes at temp, I think it's minus 50 or so. We've got minus 60 up here. It's going to be problematic up here. So we have to handle that situation. So let's do this. Let's put some mesh tiling and go along here. We're going to put a place to store carbon dioxide. Have it be put in there. Because I don't want it to have it stay in the piping system, this cold area, where it will break. That would be a bad thing. So we're going to store carbon dioxide up in space where it won't freeze. And when we're transporting it through here, we're going to make sure that we put that through an insulated pipe. Igneous rock should be enough. So we're going to be transporting that carbon dioxide. And carbon dioxide is a heavy gas. It falls below things like oxygen, hydrogen, and all that. Oh, I don't need, hold on. I don't need it to be insulated that far. We can stop, let's say around here. And we'll just use regular gas piping. Have a look at a blueprint. Let's take some pip eggs. You can see lots of pips building up here. That's good. So as I mentioned, we're going to have regular carbon dioxide line go down. And that's going to pretty much, we'll make sure we don't cross this. That's got to pretty much go to the bottom of the base, or at least someplace low enough that carbon dioxide is available. Let's have a look at the gases map for that. Yeah, lots of carbon dioxide here. I could even go far into this. Might just be easy enough to pump it from here. So let's do that. I'm going to have a gas pump for this. Put it right there. It's going to be powered up. So connect it with this grid. Just wondering if I have too many things on this. I think we should be all right. I've got a pump down here, but I'm not... Oh no, that is operating, never mind. So is this. So what I might do is, before enabling this pump, I'm going to turn one of these off, just to make sure we don't go over the electrical circuit and do some damage. Okay. What I'll do then is have this carbon dioxide pipe go up. That's going to join here. Oops. think we have a couple gas bridges we need to put in this whole system. One here, one here, one here, and then dupes need to get busy building all of this. And what will happen is that carbon dioxide is going to go, whoops, up into here. It'll be stored inside this carbon dioxide engine. And then any excess will be stored here instead of in the pipes. So I will be back. I'll let the dupes get busy. This is part of an old system, so let's get rid of that. The dupes will create that for us. And we'll get an engine together and fill it with carbon dioxide so we can actually go somewhere. The dupes are busy. I've been busy. They put the rocket together just now. Starting to work on this gas reservoir. The pipes are pretty much built. We've got a pump at the bottom of this. Just a little bit more to go. And we'll be able to start getting some carbon dioxide into this. So with that, now I'm going to turn my attention to oxygen. So I have an oxygen line that's already close. It was previously used for a telescope, or an enclosed telescope. And I'm simply going to be pumping this into the rocket. That's pretty much all there is to... Oh, that's right, these dupes over here. Okay, let's make sure they don't run out of things to do. So I've got a storage area that I built there for bleach stone, because I've got a bit of bleach stone that I want to dig out, because I want to have this ladder go continually up. So we'll get them to clear out that. That's going to allow me to have this ladder go up. And we have to start to decide what we're going to do with this world, because I don't want to go down here, at least until I've got an Atmos suit, because it's way too hot. So I'll have to figure out whether I'll get the dupes to do some stuff for us, or I'll return them to the other world. Oh yeah, I haven't plugged this guy in. Let's get them to start storing their food. I'm wondering if that is... because what I might need to do now is get a pump to pump carbon dioxide up into that zone. Maybe I'll do that. Because even though food is in a fridge, it matters what gas the fridge is exposed to, in terms of how quickly the food's going to go bad. So let's do that. I have to remember to come back here to turn this off. Well, maybe what I'll do is I just won't connect it yet with power, because I don't want that running, wasting power in that world. So oxygen pipe is being put in here. Let's now turn our attention to the inside of this rocket. So I want to store oxygen, or as much oxygen as I can. I'm going to do that with piping. I'm going to snake around this whole thing as much as I can. And then I'm going to vent this out somewhere in the rocket. Let's see, how can I maximize this? I don't know if there's a way. Oh, maybe. Can I hit every tile? Oh, I'm not going to be able to hit these tiles. Okay, this is going to be good enough. So we're going to vent oxygen in here. So when this rocket takes off, it's already going to have a bit of oxygen in it. I'm going to have to produce more in space, but that's going to be a good start, allowing oxygen to be present even before we actually start producing our own within this world. I have two choices. I can either put an outhouse here or a lavatory. I'm going to choose to put a lavatory. If I'm going to have a lavatory, that means I need to pump in water. So I'm fine with that. I've got some water in this home world that I'm fine using. Let's do this. So I'm going to make sure also that the polluted water is able to pump out of this system. I'm going to go around, grab as many spaces as I can. So effectively, it's a way of storing water inside this rocket. We're going to want food. So food and oxygen. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. Dupes can't build out there. I'm going to want to have food and oxygen. So that should get us started here. New printables are available. What can we get? A little piece of copper, why not? And let's go to this world. Honestly, I still haven't made the call as to whether I'm going to send these dupes back. I think we can find some tasks for them. I'd like to get this liquid down a little bit first. Let's get the dupes, dig around here. Once I'm able to mop that up, I don't think we need to dig down there. Excellent. Now I'm comfortable just bringing this ladder and fire pole together. We'll have to deal with a little bit of liquid here because I'm trying to avoid that falling down here. So this system now is ready to be plugged in. So let's do that. I'm going to connect this. And we'll start to get carbon dioxide to be dropped in this zone. We can go ahead and power the fridge. So our power source is derived from a carbon dioxide, coal generator. That's turned on and off by a smart battery. I don't have this running just because there's no dupes with that skill. Let's actually see now if... Oh yeah, we should be comfortable giving away some skills. Doctor, let's make Doctor an electrical engineer. Pilot, we already have super. Let's just give them super improved carrying skills. Let's click on inspect and activate over here. I can start bringing stuff into the other world back from here. I'm not sure just... Oh, you know what? This green stuff, algae. I know I want to have that brought over. So I'm going to put that in here. I'm going to put an auto sweeper in here, but I'll need to bring in someone that has that skill set, as well as make some more metal. Let's go look at the progress of our rocket. So outside, okay, whoa. We're, forgot to turn this off. Okay, that got filled up really quickly. Quicker than I had imagined. And what's going to happen, I didn't want to have this happen, is carbon dioxide is being stored out here. So I may want to vent that now into space. So that pump has been turned off, but as you can see, now that's lowered the overall carbon dioxide in the world. Still below, well below the oxygen mask stations, which is important. But if we go up here, I'm going to have carbon dioxide freeze if I don't deal with this. So I now have to vent this over here somewhere. I'm going to set this up so I'll keep all the carbon dioxide that's in this gas reservoir, but I'll have it drain out. Oh, I have this wrong. Whoops. Let's redo this. There we go. So essentially this is going to drain all the carbon dioxide that's in this. No. Okay, there's no carbon dioxide that's gotten in. That was not what I meant it to do. Let's go fix this before it becomes inside of this rocket having carbon dioxide. I'm going to destroy this. You know what? Let's just go ahead and destroy all that. Because what I wanted to go inside that rocket is oxygen, not carbon dioxide. So I notice a lot of slime has landed here. That must have been the meteorites. It was not hot enough when it was traveling to burn off slime lung. So that has arrived with some slime lungs. A few pieces without it. Maybe that's just because it's cold. 8 degrees. But yeah, so I've got that. I had some ice before. I see some water here. That was from an asteroid before. So it seems when asteroids fall on a particular asteroid, or meteorites rather, they always have one particular type. So this, if I go to the space map, it'll tell me that this has meteorite showers of copper, ice, and slime. So I haven't seen copper yet. But there was an ice one earlier. Looks like recently there was slime. Maybe the next one will be copper. So check on our progress. I think I just need to speed things up. Let's check on the food situation. This is looking pretty good. Got lots of pips running around here. Eventually it's going to be leading to lots of meat. And I'll be able to stop growing these plants over here and we'll rely just on barbecue meat. So we're going to need water inside this rocket. So let's plan that out now. And have that delivered in a pipe. Same issue with the carbon dioxide. We're going to have to think about insulating it through this cold zone. Don't need to go that far down. Where does the cold stop? At this point we can switch to regular pipe. And that's going to connect in with that water. So now I've got oxygen going up, carbon dioxide. Oh yeah, that's just because this hasn't been created. Okay, that will soon. Let's put that up priority so that carbon dioxide doesn't freeze and break these pipes. But the same issue is going to be had with liquid. Let's put a liquid reservoir right here and just change this up a bit. So that liquid will go in here. So this is water. And be sent out here. So it's going to store the excess. Hopefully this time I'm going to catch it before this thing gets filled up. Just realize that this pipe, unlike the carbon dioxide, which I'm going to be able to turn on and off that pump, this water is going to run continuously unless I have some sort of shut off here. And I want to have that shut off below where it's freezing. So let's say we'll do that right here. We'll have a liquid shut off, a liquid valve. So I'm going to use my cut tool and do this. It's going to cut that pipe right there. Actually, I think I might prefer, instead of being something that's done by the dupes, something I can do with a button instead. Let's do a liquid shut-off valve. Just means that we're going to have some power go into that and some automation. There's our power. Need a button, which we can put right next to it. And connect that with automation right to that. So that's going to allow us to turn that on and off as we need liquid brought in here. So I ran into this room and that has activated the cold generator. So I told the dupes, no, we want to get rid of that. So let's get that right. We don't need the batteries either. But I do want to have access to this area in general. Because what I'm thinking of doing when I finally do have the ability to build Atmo suits and have them go down through here. So I want to avoid sort of the base area and have all this heat go up in the base. I want to sort of go around. And this I thought to be a good area because it's pretty cold here. I guess they're, oh, that's because this guy. But yeah, we'll have some place where they're going to put the ammo suits on and then they'll go down into this zone. Well, it's going to be high carbon dioxide area. Whoa, forgot. Let's turn that off, stop wasting power. Now I can store all our edibles in here. And if one of the dupes could disable that for me, get off the... Oh, we don't need this sitting over here either. Nor do we need a battery on this side, because now we have a power room. And we have someone that can actually use the power control station. Let's do a check here of this power system. Okay, yeah, we don't have this. This is not right. This is not what I intended. Oops. There we go. That's what I had wanted to happen. Okay. So we've got a heavy watt wire system that's just local to the power room with a power transformer that feeds a regular wire. And that does all the things for the time being, at least. Watching Dupe over here upgrade the manual generator, or fine-tune it. It's going to produce 600 watts instead of 400. So the dupes don't have to spend as much time on that. The other thing, I'd like to deliver oxygen from the other world here. That's going to be received, it'll be received here. So let's do this. I'm going to be getting oxygen. We'll send it into this space. And the idea is essentially just want to stop consuming algae for oxygen. Stop right about there. I'm going to vent this at a couple different locations. Here, here. Let's just one over, cancel that. So that is the oxygen that's going to be delivered over here, but we want to have this. Oh, okay, good, excellent. See water going into here. The rocket itself is full, so we don't need to have this running anymore. Let's turn this off, so we don't have excess water in pipes that could essentially burst. So there it goes. We're going to be safe. The excess water is going to be stored up here. That means the rocket has all the materials it needs, at least in gas and liquid form. So the dupes can concentrate on building a pipeline, gas pipeline, that goes from the oxygen line to this guy here. So this is going to send what essentially does the teleportation to the other worlds. And while that's going on, let's look up here and we can start to work on the inside of this rocket a bit more. So the dupes have a little bit more construction to do. I can direct them to store some food soon, but we're going to wait. I'm ultimately going to need power. I'll make a manual generator right there. And I want the ability to plug things in. So one of the things I want is battery. And for now, I'm going to put a storage bin here. Though I'm going to be changing that out for oxygen diffuser. But I need some material, and probably one of the most important ones is going to be algae, so that will actually have an ability to produce oxygen, and the dupes can breathe when they're traveling in space. Kind of like having that happen. Last pieces are being installed on this rocket. So I'm going to tell the dupes I want to put in some algae. That's going to be organic. It's going to come from the other asteroid. So we'll store it inside here. Let's get about 5 tons. Check to make sure that we're actually sending it over. I don't think we haven't done the setup over here. So we want an auto sweeper. We can put that right here. It's going to be powered. we're going to bring in the engineer, the dupe that has the ability to build that temporarily over to that world. Engineer ready to be teleported. Make sure we don't forget engineer. Trap them in there. Where is, okay, engineer's on the way. So they're going to teleport. They'll do that construction, and as soon as that auto sweeper is built, they can go back home. Looks like they're arriving just in time for break. So what I'm going to have the dupes do is I'm going to have them put the material I want to transfer over. That's going to be algae, at least to start with. And then the auto sweeper is going to transport that from here into here. So this is going to be not allowed for manual use. We're going to take organic algae at high priority and send it over to the other world. Got new printables. Copper, we'll bring that into this world. Probably want a little bit more metal over here, so for various other things. So I'm going to make this a high priority so I can get engineer to build it, and then they can leave right after. So engineer has successfully built us an auto sweeper over in this world. That's all I had for them. We can go back to the other world where there's better amenities. They won't get stressed out. So they can teleport over. And we'll check on the status of this. In fact, I think the rocket is pretty much ready. It's just algae that we have to get before it can go anywhere. I guess there was a little bit of algae. Well, not much. We need more than that. So not only do we need algae, but we need all the things that would help us build a base. And in particular, materials we may not have access to when we get over there. So algae is going to be nice because that's going to allow us to produce oxygen. But in addition to that, we want some other materials. In fact, maybe what I'll do is I'll build this and create a storage bin where I can store other materials. So I want glass. It's hard to make glass when you're on a new asteroid. So if I bring some with me, I can make some solar panels. I can also bring in some copper. So allow me to not need to produce that in the other world that I'm going to. So now we're pumping oxygen from the other world in here that's arriving. So we can start to rely on that. We can disable the oxygen diffuser. Now while I wait for this to arrive, so I'm going to have, oh no, that's where I'm sending material. Rather, if I can remember where the drop-off spot is for the teleporter. There it is. Algae is arriving to this world. So the dupes need to go from here. Make it a little bit easier for them to get there. It's probably the smallest amount, but still. They'll pick up that algae and bring it into the rocket. And I can start bringing in some of the other material. So let's bring in 2 tons of glass. Start with that. So manufacture material glass. This is going to allow me to make solar panels when we get over to the other world. So I don't have to rely as much on the manual generator, which I don't like to see the dupes wasting too much time on. New blueprint. What are we getting? A lab cot for the duplicate who dreams of scientific discoveries. Okay, why don't we try actually bringing that in? I don't know if that has any actual benefit. Let's see, we'll build one more. caught. Select blueprint. We'll put that right there. And we'll assign that to scientist. I have no idea what if that actually has any benefits, or that's just for the aesthetics, I guess. Maybe, who knows. Kind of cool to have the oxyferns in here, because when the dupes are sleeping, their carbon dioxide they're breathing out can be converted to oxygen right in the area. So scientists, it's kind of neat that you're in here building this or digging this out, because this is going to be your bed. Far corners of this little cave. Miner's excited about this task. Going in with the final build. Let's see, is there any properties to this? I'm assuming there isn't. Stamina, health. No, I'm pretty sure that's just for duplicants who dream of scientific discoveries. I don't know if there's something behind that. It actually does give them some sort of change. I'll sign it to scientist. Does anyone know? I'd be curious. Maybe look here. No, that's just your standard bed. I'm assuming not. That's just for decoration purposes. Not probably from the dupe's decoration perspective. I mean just ours. Well, okay, cool. There it is. Scientists can sleep next to what they work on all day long. But I think that's going to do for this episode. I've created a rocket. I've got all the infrastructure to put stuff into that rocket so we can actually travel. It's carbon dioxide with the carbon dioxide engine. I've got an oxygen and water inside this rocket. We've got a lavatory, so fancy use. No, we don't have outhouses on this mission. Starting to put it in some materials. You can see some algae. We're going to be getting some copper and some glass. Last thing I'll load is food. And this rocket's going to be ready to go somewhere. So I think we'll be doing that in the next episode, where I take this and try to travel over to this world, get dupes to land there, and build a base over there. The other thing we did is build an oxygen line here, so we actually are able to supply on the oxygen from the other world. And we're storing our food in a better location than we did before, which is the floor. And I also have a dupe here that can use the power control station. So we're doing well. And we'll continue on advancing in the next episode. Hopefully I will see you there. Until then.